how did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their source.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Diddy sent those to 50?
Diddy's like funeral flowers.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
Jay's definitely.
Jay helped you?
Yeah.
How did you
As a competitor.
explain it?
Yeah, because he never was someone that you communicate with that you're like friends with the person. But I always respected him because he was never an actual competitor in actual fact. He was someone who was a competitor to perception.
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z.
And B was, one time she jumped off of the ledge. Came running over because she thought me and Jay had issues, and I was like, what the? And I was like, did she really just jump down and run over here like that?
Beyonce jumped off a ledge.
Yeah, what happened? It was in the Cosmopolitan, huh?
She really a superhero.
She jumped down and no, she was like, this what? Like that Bonnie and Clyde for real? You try this or what, boy? I'm here.
Word.
She down like at me. She looked, I said,
Was Solange with her?
She looked at me like that. I was like, what?
A new storm is brewing in the entertainment world, one that connects decades of quiet rivalries, recent scandals, and long-standing whispers behind closed doors. At the center stands 50 Cent, a figure who has openly challenged powerful industry forces for over 20 years. While he's repeatedly called out Diddy in the past, his latest moves suggest the story runs far deeper than a single billionaire. Teasing future documentary revelations, 50 hinted that what we've seen so far is only the beginning, then dropped a chilling message that went viral: "You're next." Almost instantly, fans began revisiting old alliances, elite social circles, and high-profile connections involving some of the biggest names in celebrity culture. Once ignored as normal Hollywood overlap, these relationships are now being viewed through a far sharper lens. Whether this leads to real exposés or remains internet speculation is still unknown, but one thing is clear: the industry is watching 50 closely, and if he delivers on his promises, this saga is only just getting started.
These were private conversations, and that he and Diddy could talk openly, and Mark could talk to Diddy not just as a client, but as a person, and try to guide him in a time leading up to his arrest. And unbeknownst to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy has got this guy recording the conversation as he's sitting there saying, "You are screwing this up. You are messing up this case. We're losing." And knowing that that's on tape, and it's almost like he's performing for the camera and not telling Mark what's going on. And the really enraging part about it is that Mark Agnifilo won this case for Diddy with legal strategy. It wasn't just an accident that this jury that had heard all of this in the news before the trial voted not guilty on all the serious charges. It was Mark Agnifilo that did that. Yet Diddy secretly records this guy and embarrasses him. And yeah, you could say, well, Diddy never expected that it would end up being broadcast somewhere else. Well, okay, but Diddy was planning on using it, or he wouldn't have had it recorded in the first place. So it's just really, really unfair. And I know that in a way this sounds crazy, that I'm getting so upset about Diddy, and yet there's video of Diddy beating Cassie. Well, that's horrendous, but that doesn't mean you can't look at something else as well. And I just think, as a lawyer, I just think this is just so outrageous that he would do something like this, and not even understanding what Agnifilo's legal theory was. Because I will tell you that when we did our first documentary on Diddy, which was 8 months before the trial, Mark Agnifilo said to me on camera that he is going to tell this jury that this was a successful black man that prosecutors were trying to take down because they couldn't get into his bank accounts because they were clean, and he couldn't deal with they couldn't deal with taxes because he wasn't committing tax fraud. So they go into his bedroom. And that's what Mark Agnifilo said 8 months before. And he goes into the trial and he essentially wins that argument. Whether you believe it or not, a jury that sat through the whole thing, they believed it. And ultimately they convicted him on this BS Mann Act thing. So Diddy won that case. And one of the reasons he won the case is something that Agnifilo got criticized for. That when he did the documentary with me, he was making a joke about the baby oil. Remember, he said, oh, well, you know, I didn't know he bought in bulk. He must have bought 1,000 bottles at Costco. And a lot of people just slammed him for that and said, how dare you? You're being disrespectful. The baby oil is the smoking gun in this case. Agnifilo knew all along that the baby oil was Diddy's best defense, because when Agnifilo got before that jury in closing arguments, he looked at them and he said, well, the feds came in with their armor and artillery and guns. And what did they do? They got 1,000 bottles of baby oil off the streets. Ooh, he said, the streets are safer now. And the jury laughed. And that laugh told Agnifilo he should keep going on that. And that the trial itself was absurd because the baby oil was really the...
Supporters quickly pointed to past moments where 50 Cent warned that powerful figures in Hollywood quietly protect their own inner circles. With his growing reputation for exposing industry conflicts, his words now carry far more weight than ever before. That viral "Your Next" message didn't land in a vacuum. It followed a global documentary release that made millions take him seriously. To understand why fans immediately connected the dots, you have to rewind to the early 2000s and the long-running rivalry between 50 Cent and Jay-Z, a clash fueled by lyrical shots, industry politics, and major moments like the Summer Jam era. Over time, their paths split into two very different forms of power. Jay-Z evolving into a quiet corporate mogul behind brands, partnerships, and boardrooms, while 50 Cent became the outspoken disruptor, building his empire through media, business, and bold public callouts. That sharp contrast is exactly why every hint from 50 now sends shockwaves online, not because of proven claims, but because history shows he rarely speaks without shaking the room. Whether this leads to real revelations or just rivalry-driven speculation remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the internet is watching closely, and this story is far from over.
His sights on someone new after the Diddy Netflix documentary. If you aren't aware, 50 Cent has been getting insane feedback from the Netflix documentary he made on Diddy. Sean Combs' The Reckoning is what it's called, and it's #1 all over Netflix, beating even Stranger Things. Diddy himself has responded to it, saying the stories are false, of course, denying everything, and even trying to do a cease and desist on the Netflix documentary. And after this Diddy documentary, a lot of people have been wondering who's the next person that deserves to get exposed. And Jay-Z is the one that a lot of people are pointing their finger at. And the reason why Jay-Z's been getting a lot of this type of backlash is because Jay-Z was really close to Diddy. At one point, Diddy was even calling him his brother, and that Jay-Z's the only one that can call him his real name, Sean. That maybe there's something on Jay-Z's side that has been going on behind the scenes. Now, there hasn't been any solid proof yet, but Nicki Minaj has been going at Jay-Z for quite some time, talking about Jay-Z is manipulative and he steals, and he's been pushing a narrative, and that Roc Nation has control and power over a lot of things. And I can kind of understand where she's coming from to a certain extent. We got to remember when Jay-Z went up on the Grammy stage and said Beyonce never won Album of the Year and complained about that, literally the following year, Beyonce wins Album of the Year, which is just something like that doesn't show you that there is some power going on there, that there is something behind the scenes that Jay-Z controls. It's clear as day that it's all politics on who wins Grammys, you know, who gets the better light and things. So that kind of opened my eyes, you know, as to Roc Nation's power and how they manipulate things in the media. I'll never forget Jay-Z would get this like special treatment all the time when it comes to the media. I mean, Hot 97, when they interviewed Jay-Z, they literally rolled out a red carpet. They never did that for any other artist. So Jay-Z's always had this kind of special treatment when it came to things. But now the question is Jay-Z involved in crazier things? I mean, there's been a lot of speculation in a lot of different ways, and people are pointing their attention towards 50 Cent wanting him to do a Jay-Z documentary. And it looks like he might actually do it, because on Instagram he posted a drawing of Jay-Z that kind of makes fun of his looks, and he posted that photo and he said this in the caption: "Please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not gonna post it." Basically making a joke, because obviously he posted it on his social media. But, and here's the interesting but in this, is someone commented on the post, and the comment got liked by 50 Cent. And this is the comment. It's from Dom KMDA. I hope I pronounced that right, Dom Kanada. He commented saying, "My only question, he's next, isn't he?" And 50 ended up liking that comment. And here's the thing. I actually saw this on Twitter and X, whatever, Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to confirm, is this real? Because a lot of people Photoshop these type of things just to create drama and create this speculation. So I actually DM'd the guy himself, and I showed him the photo, and I asked him, "Hey, is this a real photo? Did 50 like your comment?" He said, "Hey, yes, he did." And I was like, perfect. Thank you for confirming. Thought it was Photoshopped. LOL. Appreciate the response. And he said, "I was surprised as well. Didn't see that coming." So shout out to him for, responding to my DM and confirming that, the comment actually got liked by 50, because, a lot of people Photoshop and spread narratives. So me being the proper journalist, whatever you want to call me, news reporter, I, wanted to go get to the source and see if it was actually real. There's also something that's very interesting that went over a lot of people's heads, and that's the documentary coming out on December 2nd. That Diddy documentary coming out on that date. Literally 2 days later, you have Jay-Z's birthday, December 4th, which to me sends a subliminal message to Jay-Z that you're next. So that's crazy. That just, to me, shows that 50 is potentially gonna work on something going at Jay-Z, and he might get Nicki Minaj involved, because Nicki Minaj has a huge issue with Jay-Z with a lot of things, and I don't even know the full details of that, because she's gone at Jay-Z.
As Jay-Z's influence expanded, he moved deeper into elite circles alongside power players like Diddy and Oprah Winfrey, while 50 Cent responded the only way he ever has, through sharp sarcasm, viral memes, blunt interviews, and cryptic posts whenever he sensed the industry was moving in silence. But fans believe this moment feels different. For the first time, 50 appeared to aim his warning directly at Jay-Z, hinting that the Carters could be part of future revelations. Even without hard proof, speculation exploded, largely because 50 has a history of turning bold hints into real media projects. That's how Beyoncé and Jay-Z suddenly became the center of online debate, driven more by public perception than verified facts. Oprah's name soon followed, not because of new accusations, but due to 50's long-standing criticism of what he's called selective storytelling in her platforms, along with past frustrations over being excluded from her interviews. Now, old rivalries, archived interviews, and fresh social media clues are blending into one massive digital narrative. Whether it leads to real disclosures or fades into speculation remains unknown, but it perfectly shows how fast industry connections resurface when a major voice starts asking dangerous questions.
Epstein, he was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support him. because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z, we the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff. But you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward.
As fans dig back into old industry battles, the conversation keeps growing deeper and more intense. Over the years, countless artists have spoken about uncomfortable experiences with major media platforms, from Ludacris criticizing how his interview was edited, to Dave Chappelle openly describing the pressure behind high-profile appearances. After Precious, Monique pulled back the curtain on Hollywood disputes, while Taraji P. Henson exposed the harsh reality of pay inequality in the industry. While these are personal accounts rather than proven investigations, they've become key fuel in ongoing debates about media power and representation, many of which 50 Cent has publicly supported. Even Oprah's Leadership Academy faced documented controversies in its early years that led to real policy changes, though many extreme online theories surrounding her have since been debunked. Now, fans are stitching together old interviews, past grievances, and fresh social media clues into one massive narrative. At that level of fame, constant crossover between figures like Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Oprah is normal through business, charity, and events, but when viewed during controversy, people begin searching for patterns. Whether these connections mean anything deeper or are simply industry networking remains unclear, but one thing is certain: long-standing relationships are being re-examined, and the public conversation is far from over.
Beyonce didn't want to speak and does not speak to Brandy. And the truth of the matter is that she go back there with Monica and Kelly, and there go Patti LaBelle, and then there goes Solange, all right? And there's a reason why Solange is around as well. Because if you guys don't know, for a while, Solange and Beyonce actually were not on speaking terms, but they're back talking now, they're back cool, and basically Solange is around to keep Beyonce spiritually protected. Solange is the spiritual protector of that family. Don't get it twisted. Mama Tina is powerful. Solange is the most powerful list. You better ask some damn body. All right. Now, the reason why Beyonce ain't came to speak to Brandy, baby, is because Beyonce does not talk to anyone who used to sleep with Jay-Z. Okay. Whether you guys know it or not, and I have to say allegedly, right? Jay-Z and Brandy used to talk back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like late 90s type stuff, right? Brandy always kept Jay-Z on the low back in the day because, quite honestly, he was too ugly to be out in public with. I'm just keeping it real. To claim him publicly, he was too ugly back in the day. Now, when you try to search up pictures of Jay-Z and Brandy, you will find... Hold up, let me see. Hold up. Let me see, because I thought I had a picture of them two. Brandy and Jay-Z. Now this would have been from let's see, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Brandy and Jay-Z. Okay, there we go. Now this picture of them was in 2002. All right, and this was I think was at one of her album release parties, if I'm not mistaken. This was a year after Moesha Rap, because Moesha went off air in 2001. Yes, he was dealing with Beyonce at the time as well, and Blue Cantrell. He was, let me tell you, Jay-Z was laying the low and spreading it wide. Jay-Z was one of those dudes in the industry that, you know, you messed around with, he piped you down, but before he was really him, you did not claim him publicly because he was just simply too ugly. It was what it was. But Jay-Z was in love with Brandy then. He's not in love with her now, but he still has love and feelings towards her. He's one of those people that feels like once he done had you and once he done loved you, he always feels like he has like possession over you. Jay-Z is one of those kind of men, baby. I don't know if they told you. Jay-Z is extremely jealous, extremely controlling, and extremely possessive. That's another reason why. Hold up. Where'd the picture go? Wait a minute. Where'd the picture go? That's another reason why Beyonce up here. Wait. Anyway, y'all get the point. That's another reason why Beyonce, over the years, a lot of the music that she's made, it's always been with him. A lot of the remixes, it's always been with him or somebody that he approves of her to work with, okay? Jay-Z was so damn controlling, he didn't even want her father, talking about Matthew Knowles now, he didn't want her father managing her anymore, and he stepped in. And if y'all notice, when Jay-Z stepped in as Beyonce's manager, the music changed, everything changed, and the money started to get effed up. But that's another story for another day. We're not getting on that right now. We sticking with Brandy and Jay-Z right now. So they started messing around on the low in the 90s. Even to the early 2000s, they were still messing around. I'm not exactly sure which year the relationship officially ended, but just know that Jay-Z was just basically good for, that was what he gave. He gave big, I don't know no other way to put it, but he was like, for the ladies that's watching, you know, like, if you ever dealt with like a tall, ugly with big pipe, you went to him to get piped down, but you would not like ever like claim him like that because he was just super ugly. He was what it was. And before he really blew up, didn't nobody want to be seen with him like that. It is what it is. And quite frankly, Jay-Z dated a lot of your favorite female stars from back in the day, but they would.
Diddy and Jay-Z share a long, intertwined history in the music industry, from collaborations and high-profile events to moving within the same elite social and business circles for years. Because of that closeness, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are now frequently pulled into conversations surrounding Diddy's network, not due to proven allegations, but because of visible proximity, shared stages, award shows, private gatherings, and major industry moments. At that level of fame, overlap has always been normal. But in today's climate, even a connection is enough to spark intense public scrutiny. Relationships once viewed as untouchable are now being examined through a completely different lens. As old alliances resurface under the spotlight, it remains unclear whether this attention will uncover real revelations or simply reflect how quickly the internet links familiar faces together. What's undeniable is that industry power networks are under closer watch than ever before, and the conversation is only growing louder.
Jay signed his contract. The big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he didn't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
He was one. At the same time. He got some shit. He started drinking. His pictures were he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
You didn't see.
Nah, he deserved those.
I'm sitting there, it's like this, like. Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Yeah.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy. He just looking at his watch during the whole Rock Nation bread. Is it 3:30?
Yeah, it's almost time to get out. Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Oh wow! So that's the deal he signed, huh?
Yeah, that's the deal. Like the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
Oh, yeah, before I forget this, we talked about Jay. Proximity to Diddy. You don't think he knew anything? He's seemingly around Diddy a lot.
That was a real suburb question.
Yeah, I know, right?
Proximity.
Proximity. That's the SAT hit parade word. I learned that.
Do you think he knew all of the shit that was going on? Yeah, that was like a...
I don't want to incriminate myself.
I know, but the way he said it,
like I said,
no matter how you answer that, you snitching.
That was a nice kind of
You asked the question like a fan.
hey, I grew up white people, but one thing I know is how to get a black guy in trouble.
But it's a great question. Yo, just give him the Happy Meal before you ask him to snitch, bro.
He said, damn, they wasn't even drinking.
Speaking of, how the hell you pronounce
Lechimindewa.
Okay.
It's the King's Path.
King's Path.
Ooh.
Because I know Branson.
Yeah.
That's the one I pronounce.
That's the Branson lifestyle. You're gonna be outside.
You're not worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way. Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up.
I don't got that in my past.
Everybody got a little bit.
Look,
like,
I took
I
took a pill, but it was for me to perform better, or to remember, buddy. I didn't give her a drink so she forget.
Because of all this history, 50 Cent's warning feels different to his audience. To them, it doesn't sound like random gossip. It feels rooted in decades of rivalry, past interviews, and visible industry connections. 50 has built a reputation as someone unafraid to challenge powerful Hollywood circles in public, and that consistency is why his words now carry weight. What many assumed would be a documentary focused solely on Diddy has instead sparked a much broader conversation about influence, alliances, and how elite networks operate. Fans aren't pointing to proof of wrongdoing, they're revisiting partnerships, event appearances, and professional ties to better understand how power moves behind the scenes. In moments of controversy, even subtle shifts in public image or quiet distancing can take on amplified meaning. At its core, the discussion reflects a larger question about awareness and accountability whenever prominent figures face scrutiny. As long as 50 continues teasing new projects, speculation will grow. Whether that leads to confirmed revelations or simply fuels online theory remains uncertain, but one thing is undeniable. The spotlight on industry networks isn't fading anytime soon.
The 50 Cent Diddy doc. First and foremost, we've been talking about this thing, Jack, for going on 2 years now. And once again, thank you for even being, I guess you could say, a beacon during this whole conversation as far as kind of spreading light on a lot of things that go down in the industry that, you know, the normal person may not even see or hear about that happens in the day-to-day. Did you really think 50 Cent, when he first mentioned it, that there was an actual documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like, my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. Did I believe that it was possible? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like, the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop at all.
That makes sense.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I mean, for crying out loud, Diddy sent him freak off videos.
True. Very true.
Interviews
very true.
about it.
Did you feel that just 50 Cent's name being attached to it again? These are two, as everyone knows, the three names in hip hop are Jay-Z, Diddy, 50 Cent when it comes to the status of where you could get as a business or a brand.
I guess so.
So for the top three individuals, for one to go at the other and release this doc, I don't know, what does that say to again, I keep asking about the hip hop state of things. What does that say to hip hop? Like, are we our own downfall? I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on what you consider hip hop. Like, I don't consider any of this debauchery, any of this animalistic crap. I don't consider any of this hip hop. I grew up in hip hop. You know, I know what hip hop culture is, and it's none of this stuff that people are selling.
I mean, when did it stop being hip hop? We're gonna go through the documentary itself, but when did it stop?
It stopped being hip hop when it became corporatized. It stopped being hip hop when certain groups of people saw that they could use it to influence the mass public. When people saw how influential hip hop was, it became very clear. Once upon a time, not long ago, where people wore pajamas and lived life, you know, the laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good. There lived a little boy, and he was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said: "Me and you, kid, we gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making a dash."
Come on.
Like, they did the job, and money came with ease, but one couldn't stop us like he had a disease. He robbed another and another, and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a...
Jay-Z's presence at major industry gatherings tied to elite power circles, Beyoncé's appearances at the same high-profile events, and Oprah's past public endorsements of figures now being debated online don't point to wrongdoing. But in today's climate, repeated overlap is enough to place names in the same conversation. Fans believe that if there's another chapter to this unfolding story, it will involve someone as influential as those already in the spotlight, especially since 50 Cent insists this is only the beginning. What makes 50 so central to this moment is his independence. Unlike many power players who rise through controlled partnerships and polished images, he built his empire through television, business ventures, and direct connection with audiences, giving him the freedom to speak openly. His long history of confrontation, backed by interviews, public records, and past reporting, is why supporters take his hints seriously, not as automatic truth, but as signals that more is coming. Whether it leads to real revelations or simply extends old rivalries remains unknown, but the focus on power, proximity, and influence in entertainment is clearly here to stay.
I'll say this in front of a bunch of people in the studio. Me and him got into it that night. And we started snapping and joking and talking to each other. When he said about Danny DeCane, he said, they gonna keep on messing with me. Or he said the word effing with me. They gonna keep on effing with me, and I'm gonna, when you hear people saying this, this is crazy. This is so crazy right now, because I heard him say it. But to know that he was doing it, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother light right now, bro. He said it. I'ma drug them out and pimp them out to my they keep with me. And he was talking about Danny DeCane as a group. He didn't single out any one of them. But to hear that he did it, that's just crazy to me. We had a big argument and we started talking about each other and what he had and what he didn't have. He was calling me, yo, you broke cop. This like, you ain't got nothing I ain't got. I got a watch, you got a watch. I got a ring, you got a ring, I got a chain, I got a home. We went through that whole like that. We start talking about his teeth. You understand? I start talking about, him, his breath, everything. We was going at each other. That next day at his house, he said, yo, Gene, he called me upstairs. And he said, yo, Gene, I couldn't talk to him like that no more in front of people and everything like that. Because I know me and Puff go back from the same game since 89, 90 when he got jumped in it. You understand? We go back way to that time. So I knew him. You understand? He was like a little nephew. So when he started talking to him, I said, yo, listen here, bro. You don't say shit about me, I won't say shit about you. If you say something, you open up your mouth about me, I'm gonna talk about all your green dentures and all that like that. We're not playing them games, bro. You say, all right, Gene, cool. You understand? People don't understand, bro. The love and the power I had, not only in Harlem, Queens, I had dudes all over New York City, from the Bronx, everybody that had mad love for me because I looked out. You understand? I made sure, that people needed knowledge and information on certain things. They had a lot of people that was on parole that was in the music business. I used to save guys by letting them know their rights. and what the people could and couldn't do to him. So I had a lot of genuine love from a lot of dudes. You don't be around a K. Slay for over 20-something years, a Chaz Williams over 20-something years, and be some kind of sucker. And was right next to him, you know, doing all their functions, all their situations and everything like that, running security for them, making sure their people were safe in the whole 9 yards. You understand? I had my man Pete, you know, I had people calling me, yo, look out for Nate Dogg when he come to New York. Look out for Mac 10, look out for Exhibit, doing stuff like that, Good Brothers and everything like that. So what I'm trying to say to you is that, bro, is that to be at that type of status and be that type of person and do the things that I did, you understand? I had to have people who were in that lifestyle.
Now fans are asking the bigger question. Could this moment permanently shift how the public views the entertainment industry? Some believe upcoming documentaries may reshape reputations and strain powerful partnerships, while others think it will simply ignite even louder debate. One thing feels certain though, 50 Cent isn't done stirring the conversation. Whether his next move delivers real revelations or fuels even more speculation, the noise is only growing. So what do you think? Is this the start of a much larger reckoning, or just another chapter in a long-running industry rivalry? Drop your thoughts in the comments, stay tuned, and subscribe for the next update.